Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So today I'm using a brand new paint brand that's new to me. So I'm using an acrylic paint by Jackson's. So I'm testing these out. I've not used them before, and I'm also using their pouring medium to go along with the paints. So I will talk about the paints, the colours that I'm using in terms of the colour palette, and I'll talk about the ratios that I've used for paint versus pouring medium shortly. But I've also got the innards of a toilet roll. So I'm doing a swoosh today. But the idea is to have a black and white base, so I almost want a split base with 4 colours on top. 2 of them metallic, 2 of them not. So I'll take you in closely now to see the colours, but thank you so much for being here. Let's see what we can create. Okay, so these are the paints that I'm using. As you can see, they're from Jackson's. I've got a silver and a gold. I've got a Mars black and a titanium white, and then I've got a phthalo blue and a phthalo green. So there we go, and you can see here it will kind of give you an idea on the label if they're transparent or opaque. So they're the paints that I'm using. That's my colour palette. I've already said I'm doing a swoosh on top. I'm actually repurposing a canvas. I have gessoed the top of it just so that it can take some new pouring, because I did varnish this previously. That's the pouring medium that I'm using, as you can see, very fluid. And then these are the colours. So the phthalo green, the phthalo blue, the gold, the silver, the black and the white. And you can see that the consistency is fairly thick. It drops off the spatula and leaves a trace and then disappears. So I'm actually trying a different consistency today. It's what it's all about, just trying different consistencies, different ratios. You can see it's very, very thick actually. There we go. So it does trickle off the spatula and into the cup, but leaves a trace. So there's my colours. There's my swoosh. Let's go. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put the black and the white on the base, and this is going to be a completely new experiment for me. Not only the swoosh element, but this is a lot thicker than I'm used to. But what do they say? We don't learn and we definitely don't evolve unless we try new things. So I'm going to go with the flow, so to speak, and use this thicker consistency. Let's see how it works out. We've got nothing to lose. So first of all, I'm placing the black and the white on the base. I'm just going to spread that out a little bit. I'm just going to pick the canvas up, tilt it from side to side. I can already see that that paint is so much thicker, but I'm being open-minded. I'm going to see how this is going to react. So because I've got a thicker consistency, I don't imagine for a second that I will create any cells or any lacing with this one. And that's totally fine with me. So I'm going to place the canvas back on the stands. I'm going to use the toilet roll. I'm going to place that just there, embed that into the paint. It's not going to go anywhere. As I say, it's a thick consistency. And then I'm going to take one colour at a time and place those paints inside the tube. Okay, so the paint is nearly to the top. It's just about there. And now I'm literally going to pick it up and swoosh. There we go. Very quick, very simple. So I just need some more volume of paint. I'd really like some more colour between this black and white. So I'm going to do exactly what I did before. Place those colours inside the tube and then pick it up and just move it. A little bit like an open cup. So once I've done that, we'll then continue with the process. Okay, so there we go. Swoosh number 2. I'm just going to take you in now just so you can see, and you'll be able to see already the thickness of that paint, so much thicker. But I know from placing that tube onto the canvas and filling that kind of tube up with those colours, there's that volume of paint there. I need to open it up. I need to open up that paint, spread that paint across the surface area. So gloves are on. I'm now going to pick up the canvas, and it's about tilting the paint from side to side, pushing it over the edges and really opening up those colours, bringing those colours through. So I'm now going to just do that. Again, just bringing the paint back on itself, allowing me to use that volume of paint I've already got on the canvas to cover that surface area. And then once I've done that, it's about tweaking it, looking at the composition, looking at the overall pattern that I'm creating. So I'm going to go through that process and just watch how this evolves from this point on. So I'm really happy with this. Because of the thickness of the paint, it's actually allowed me to have a little bit more control in terms of the paint moved a lot slower. So I could see where it was going and what colours were being opened up. And as expected, because of that thickness of the paint, there's no cellular reaction with the paint. So again, I'm really happy with this overall look. And having that little bit of black and white still on there from that base colour mixed with these colours on top, specifically the green and the gold that you can see. There is a little bit of blue there just poking through the middle. I'm really happy with this overall composition. I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to take you in for a close look at the dry version. So here we go, this is the dry version, and I've not really used this kind of pouring medium before, and it's got a glossy finish, so that's really new for me as well. So definitely been an experimentation day, thicker paint, using new paints and a pouring medium, and then seeing that kind of dry look before varnishing. So if you're looking for that kind of glossier look, then this is something to consider to use in the future. I've had a lot of fun with this one, and I'd love to know what you think about this, so drop that in the comments below. Have a great week ahead, and I hope I get to see you again in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.